Hi there, it's Chris Murray from childcare-marketing.com coming at you with another weekly video blog tip. And in this week's video, it's part 2 of our 2-part series all about expansion to more sites, expanding your business to more locations. And there's a lot to it, so I don't want you to think that just these 2 videos are going to completely cover that big topic. But and we do also do sessions at our Childcare Success Summit events every year talking about expansion best practices and do's and don'ts. But really quick, I just wanted to give you in this video a little bit about the pros and cons of something that I get asked a lot, which is if I want to go to my 2nd or my 3rd or my 10th school, should I buy or should I build? And the buy versus build decision has several key components to it, and I just want to touch on 3 key elements of that decision today in this video. So the first factor in buy versus build is financing. And so there's going to be likely different financing availability, different loan packages and different ways to structure your growth based on whether you decide that you want to go buy versus build. One really good program that a lot of our clients are using is the 504 Smart Loan Program for the Small Business Administration. It's the SBA 504 Smart Loan, Smart Choice Program. So that would be something to definitely work on with your local SBA chapter and research. But the financing piece is complex, it can be painful, and obviously the more cash you have saved up from your business, the easier it's going to be for you to either buy or build. But you'll find that your bank may or may not be as likely to loan you money for leasing a new facility versus buying the real estate. So that's a component to it. And then also, if you purchase an existing school that has clients and customers that has cash flow, the lenders are likely to be more willing to give you money for that scenario. And that leads into factor number 2, which I'll get to in a moment. But that's an important one. So if you're cash tight and you're just trying to expand from center 1 to center 2, and center 1 might be smaller and that 60 to 80 capacity, and you don't have a lot of free cash flow or savings, then you probably want to look to lease a second location and not buy the real estate at this time, and you can maybe work that in later, or to buy an existing school that is underperforming but still has cash flow and students and parents that are paying, because then the banks will be, and the SBA would be more likely to fund your deal versus if you're trying to build something from scratch. So that leads perfectly into factor number 2. Factor number 2 is speed of cash flow. And so obviously when you're buying something that has existing families and it has cash coming in, that is going to be much easier in your transition and in your growth. Although there's other factors I'll reveal in a minute that will take that back for a moment, but at any rate, the cash flow piece particularly will help you in buying an existing school versus building. Because think about it, if you build an existing school, how long is it going to take you to first of all get it all built out? Typically it'll take you, most of our clients is taking 18 to 24 months or longer to build a 200 child capacity building, right? There's a lot that goes into that. And then you have to fill it. And it usually will take, even just using our strategies here from Child Care Marketing, it can take 6 to 18 months to fill a 200 child school, depending on competition and market and your marketing and all of that. Some people get lucky and fill it right away, like Paul Huff in one of our earlier videos that we did, you can find on this blog, but most take longer. And so that speed of cash flow, how deep are your pockets? The upside potential on building, it has a lot of upsides, but speed of cash flow is not one of them. So that's something to definitely consider, and that can also impact factor number 1, which is your financing. Okay. Finally, factor number 3 is the adaptability process, the process of when you buy an existing school, you have to completely redo the culture. You're buying a school that doesn't necessarily fit your vision, right? Versus when you build, you can build that awesome, yummy, well laid out, school that fits your vision and your floor plan, and you can hire from scratch. So you don't have to go into an existing school and try to change everything and do change management and work with the existing parents and try to ease their fears about new ownership and staff and their fears about new ownership, right? So when you buy an existing school, it's a lot of change management and adapting that school, trying to bring it forward into your vision and your methods, your program style, your flow, your curriculum, your decor. So there's a lot of change there potentially that you have to manage versus when you build, you get to create fresh. So that's a pro towards building versus buying. And it's an important one to think about. We do have folks in our Child Care Success Academy. I was on the phone yesterday with Kathy, and she's like, well, my last school, I bought an existing school and I changed it to my culture. And so I could do this again. I learned so much from doing it the last time, because she's thinking about expanding again. I think I can do this again. And now I know what I need to know. When you first get into it, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And it can be painful, but we're also here to help you through that process. But I think once you've done it once or twice, it becomes much, much easier. The trick is to look for a facility that has a good floor plan or has a malleable floor plan that you can change to suit what you need for your program. So if it's a tear down and you're going to have to tear the whole thing down and move the kids because you need to completely redo the insides, probably not a good fit. And so those are just some tips that I have working with our clients as they expand. So those are the three factors: financing, speed of cash flow, and adaptability versus creating fresh. Hopefully that'll help you think a little bit about your strategy moving forward in buying versus building, and look for more great tips on our blog. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Chris Murray with childcare-marketing.com. See you soon.